Home is a place to laugh, learn, and play, and a place where everyone should always feel safe. That's why at Kidda we believe that protecting children from house fires is everyone's cause. Join us in our mission to help families everywhere learn about fire safety so we can help keep children safe at home and ensure lots more laughs in the future. Learn about the importance of smoke alarms and creating your own home fire safety plan at cause4alarm.org. Hello, critter protectors. Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too! Let's go! On the last episode, we saw that Gertrude and Matthew, who are two young grackle birds, were just getting ready to fly back to Iowa because there were way too many predators where their family was living in Kentucky. Early in the morning, their flock took off. Not only did their flock have grackles, but there were blackbirds, starlings, and even a few other tagalongs. They flew and flew and flew. Have you ever gone on a really long road trip before? Like my family, we went on a road trip this past summer from our home in South Carolina. We drove all the way up to Wisconsin. There were many states that we had to drive through, and it was a very, very long drive. So we had to play some games along the way to make it a little bit more fun, like looking at the license plates and finding all the different states, or maybe some coloring books or some magnets. And yeah, we had a lot of fun during that 15-hour drive. I wonder what kind of games that birds play while they're flying on a really big trip. What kind of game do you think a family of birds might play as they're flying? Well, it seemed like they had been flying forever, and Gertrude was hungry by the time they landed for the night. Even though they stopped by a nice field with a stream, there wasn't much food around. Gertrude was starting to get sad, but she heard a voice from the creek bed. What am I gonna do about all these things stuck on my legs? The voice said. She flew closer and saw a turtle climbing over a log. Oh, hi there. You startled me. My name is Frank, and I could really use your help if you would be so kind. I have had these leeches on me, and I cannot seem to get them off.
No way,
Gertrude said loudly.
I love leeches. I can easily take those off you with my handy-dandy beak. Watch.
In a flash, she was able to help get all the leeches off of Frank the turtle. And there were even some leftovers to bring back to her flock. Frank was beaming with joy and tried to give Gertrude a hug.
Thank you so much. I'll never forget you for this. Here, give me a hug.
Okay, I've never hugged a turtle, but that was slimy and strange. But okay, you're welcome, Frank. See you later.
They said their goodbyes, and Frank headed back to the creek. She'd never hugged a turtle before, and it was a little slimy, but he was really nice, and she was glad that she could help him. So she wiped all the slime off her wings and flew back to the flock. She was very excited to share this food, but she heard Matthew yelling. Gertrude flew back to the flock as fast as she could. When she got there, she couldn't believe her eyes. She found Matthew flying around his mom, who was sitting on the ground very still with her wings out, and she was covered in ants.
Oh, she looked startled and told Matthew to calm down in a peaceful voice. Once she was calm, she took a deep breath and said that this was called anting.
Wait, hold on a second. What in the world is anting?
Let me look it up.
Oh, what? Look at this.
Anting is when a grackle sits on the ground, hunched over, lets a whole bunch of ants climb all over them. Eek. A few other species of birds do it, but not many. You see, the ants secrete formic acid from their stingers. This helps the grackle by killing any parasites that might be living on the bird.
Holy smokes, that's insane.
Do you know what a parasite is?
Well, a parasite is,
one example of that is the leeches that were stuck on that turtle. And do you know what leeches do?
Yeah, they suck your blood.
But they stick on to turtles sometimes and they suck their blood, and that is a parasite. It's a creature that is stuck onto another critter, and it's trying to eat all the nutrients from the other critter. Yeah, we don't want a parasite stuck on us. Ticks. That's kind of another parasite that might stick onto me. So these grackles are using the ants and that acid from the ant stingers to kill any parasites that are living in their feathers. Wow, that is really smart and something I've never heard of before. That's really creative.
Phew. First a turtle that needed help, now this. Matthew, I thought you were hurt,
Gertrude said.
I was hoping for something exciting, but maybe not so startling.
What Gertrude didn't know is that she was in for a sight she'd never, ever seen in her life. When she woke up the next morning, she saw it. Big, white, cold flakes, so big and frozen they seemed really different than actual snow. Gertrude was used to snow, but this was so different.
Matthew! What in the world's going on? Yesterday, first there's ants crawling all over your mom, and now it's crazy. I thought winter was long over.
Matthew looked around. He caught a flake and examined it very closely. It looked like a snowflake, but it had water frozen to it. This was not snow. It was grapple. He had read about it in a book from school.
Oh, it's grapple,
he said nonchalantly. It's like snow pellets. Not quite snow, not quite ice, not quite rain. Both looked up and watched it fall, then Gertrude started laughing. What's so funny, G? Matthew asked.
Matt, I'm a grackle saying grapple. That sounds funny. Grackle, grapple. One's a bird and one's a weird snowflake.
Oh, holy smokes, I don't think I'll ever forget either of those names, Matthew said, and he laughed too. Gertrude! Matthew, it's time to leave! Both their moms were calling, which meant it was time to take flight. Most of the flock by now was getting restless and anxious to finish their trip back home. Wow, what a crazy stop! If Gertrude learned anything from these past few weeks, it was that there's never a dull moment as a grackle. From amazing food finds, startling discoveries in leeches and turtle hugs, new friends and new weather, she sure wasn't sure what the next flight would hold, but she was ready for it. And that, my friends, is an adventure for another story. The end. Hey, great job, friends. You listened all the way to the end. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, we need you on our Critter Protector team. Yes, being on our Critter Protector team is a very amazing job, which means all the critters, both in your backyard and around the world, we're going to go on some adventures of learning about them and learning how to protect them. So, friends, our first step is getting your free Critter Protector badge in the mail. Yes, in the mail. So have your parents check down in the show notes down below. There's a link for you to fill out a form so we can send it to you. Well, friends, I hope you have a super-de-duper day. And I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!
Home is a place to laugh, learn, and play. And a place where everyone should always feel safe. That's why at Kidda we believe that protecting children from house fires is everyone's cause. Join us in our mission to help families everywhere learn about fire safety so we can help keep children safe at home and ensure lots more laughs in the future. Learn about the importance of smoke alarms and creating your own home fire safety plan at cause4alarm.org.